This clip is from the Male Feminist Show. If you don't know what it is, it's a show by Hotterfly, which is a feminist media organization. They have created a show for men where a man learns how to behave from women. Okay, it's the best I can describe it. So we'll see what he's learning about consent here.
लड़की को पूछा can I kiss you? और लड़की ने बोला yeah. तो consent है कि नहीं आपके से?
Yes.
Yeah, is there a consent or not? If she says yeah.
नहीं.
Yeah.
कि उसने सोचा तो उसका अगर thought था तो she was not sure, so you should have given her time to think that is more powerful than okay. So the answer.
God, I have a lot of questions, but I'm just gonna let it play. I have a lot of questions.
So boys should be okay. You know what? Maybe you have second thoughts. We'll come back to this and take it easy. Come back to it.
Yeah, but whose job is it to communicate that you have second thoughts? If you have second thoughts, why are you saying yeah, right?
Develop your relationship until you say, do you want to kiss? Sure. Then it's a yes.
Are you sure about that?
2 to 3 emails and 1 stamp paper would suffice. He contemplated countering it, but didn't want to risk his career. Yeah, exactly. I think why would a man even want a job like this? Like, he is basically sitting in a show where it's called a Male Feminist. So apparently, even if a woman has a wrong opinion, you can't really challenge it, right? Because the whole idea of the show is for men to learn from women. So you can't really challenge their position. That means even when they're wrong, you have to just say, yeah, like you're just learning to be obedient that way. Even stamp paper will not suffice, as any good lawyer can say that it was taken under distress. Yeah, I mean, the consent has become like something really very interesting, where women think only they're in the position to give, and it's only men who are in the position to take. And if it's only women that are giving, then they can decide all of the standards they want to have, because it doesn't affect them personally. It only affects the guys. So, I mean, just look at what she's saying. She's saying, even if you even if she says, yeah, and if you go forward, then you become a rapist, I suppose, according to her.
है कि नहीं? आपके
Yes.
नहीं.
Yeah.
कि उसने सोचा तो उसका अगर thought था तो she was not sure, so you should have.
Look at his face. At this moment, he learned that he has taken yeah as a yes. And the new standard that's been decided upon, Male Feminist, is that was not consent. And at this moment, he realized that he, as well, is a rapist. Yeah, so I think the longer clip, nothing, we're just gonna go over it really quickly. So I think I was looking at what this podcast is about, other than this little clip. And apparently she's talking something about her marriage having broken up and people not supported her.
पूछा can I kiss you? और लड़की ने बोला yeah. तो consent है कि नहीं?
Yes है.
नहीं. बताओ आपकी मैरिज में हुआ क्या? तो जब मेरी शादी हुई मुझे ये बोला गया मेरे ससुराल में, एक चुप 100 वो सिर्फ ये बोल रहे हैं बेटा जो करेगा चुपचाप सहते रहो, कोई जरूरत नहीं, हमारे साथ हुआ तुम्हारे साथ हो रहा है, इट्स ओके, बिग डील. आई कुडंट डू एनीथिंग. आई वाज 7 months प्रीमेच्योर बेबी हुआ मेरा, उस स्ट्रेस की वजह से बड़ा कुछ हुआ. पिछले 1 साल से ऑन एंड ऑफ मैं थेरेपी में गई. आई टुक अ प्रॉपर काउंसलिंग. आई गॉट माई सन इनटू काउंसलिंग. काम नहीं कर सकते आप. मैंने कई ऐसे कुछ है जिनका ऑब्वियसली नाम नहीं लूंगी. मेरा अप्रोच देम कि यार यू शुड स्पीक फॉर मी, लुक व्हाट्स हैपनिंग. मतलब तुम लोगों की आवाज़ जब ब्रांड्स लेते हो तो कितने लोगों तक पहुंचती है. मेरे साथ कुछ गलत हो रहा है, बोलो. दे लिटरली वैनिश्ड इन थिन एयर कि ना बाबा हम इन.
Yeah, see, the problem is that when you have a reputation of saying inflammatory things like you do, right, which are very exaggerated, where you say even yes means no, right, like then people realize your reputation is basically exaggerating things or lying about them, so they don't believe you with what you're saying, you know, about your marriage or about your husband. Like whatever you're saying has happened with no details. Maybe people don't believe that.
हम इन चीज़ों में नहीं पड़ते। सबसे बड़ा क्वेश्चन जो मैंने उनकी एक्स वाइफ को रिसेंटली बोला कि चीट कौन किस पे कर रहे थे, मुझे तो सबसे पहले ये आंसर चाहिए। It's so shocking.
Yeah, but cheating is a choice anyway, so
At the best
I mean, I don't think women get punished, so like what's your point?
of the international schools do not want to involve sex education. Somebody said, "Ek kaam kar, tu travel kar. Traveling helps." So I
So
packed
yeah,
my
I think there's nothing else in this. This is all sure. I think the people who think you know that no means a yes, or people who think yes means a no are equally as problematic as the guys who think no means a yes. Like there are people who would receive no in consent, will go forward anyway, and would end up violating somebody. They are just as bad. But the people who give a yes and retroactively revoke their consent and then say, no, that was not consent and you raped me, I think you are equally as bad as somebody who actually rapes. And my problem with this is, chat, and I don't know what you guys think about it, let me know in the chat, but the problem is that you know, this is why we end up having so many women level fake accusations, because you've literally created a perception. Just look at this in the chat. All of their viewers are women. Green123, Simran, Holly, Sugandha, Halavi, Vice, this is a guy, Happiness Live, Nehak, Sunehari, Sarika. Yeah, these are all female viewers. So right, when you have a media agency that spreads these narratives, that even when you say yes to somebody,
लड़की को पूछा can I kiss you, और लड़की ने बोला या, तो consent है कि नहीं?
Yes है.
नहीं, बताओ आप.
yeah, see, when you tell female viewers things like these, women are just living in a very different perception. And this is why they think they can make up the things that they make up, and people will believe it because you are creating standards in the society through media which would otherwise be immoral, but you're making them acceptable. And that's a very dangerous society. And I think I just don't understand. And I don't understand why this guy thinks that he needs to learn consent from women, because last time I checked, sex was like a two-way streak, right? So if it's a two-way streak, it's not just for women to give, it's for a guy to give as well. So why is it that only women can set these standards? Why can't he say, no, my standards as a guy are different, because consent is not exclusive for women to give, it's for us to give as well. So you alone cannot decide the standards for consent. We can decide it too, right? Your opinion is not better than mine. And this is very equivalent of what women claim, right? They will go, like you would listen to some Asian women, and Asian women say, you know, anytime we're in an office, right, in a workplace, anytime we're in a workplace and in a meeting surrounded by people, women are not expected to speak. They're just supposed to listen, right? The whole accusation of mansplaining. You're a woman, you're in a meeting room, listen to the guys, don't talk over them. This is the exact opposite of that. When it comes to consent, women think they are the ones that are supposed to speak and guys are just supposed to listen. You know, it's not their place to speak. So you perpetuate the very stereotypes that you have a problem with. You just femsplained your way through consent. Hi, thank you for calling out these double standards between men and women. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And I think any guy with self-respect would not be sitting here. I don't know why he does this job. There are plenty others. Actually reminds me of this clown meme. Hold on, chat. Yeah, so see, this clown meme goes like this, chat. Okay, first the guy's like, I will become a feminist. Okay, this is our friend here, male feminist. Next step of becoming a clown is, I will learn consent from women. Okay, Next step. See, it's a progression. You slowly and slowly start becoming a clown without realizing that it's happening. Okay, next step is she says no means no. Okay? The final step is she says yes means no. At this stage, chat, you are completely a clown. And you have attained a degree, and you just learned, like this male feminist, that he has potentially raped someone because she said yes and he went forward anyway, and now we're learning that yes meant no. Anyway, next story, chat. Okay, so chat, how many of you have seen the story about Udit Narayan floating around? Apparently, he's been accused of kissing somebody. And we're just gonna take a look at that clip really quickly. Chat, watch carefully what's happening. Chat, why are we watching this? It's because somebody has accused him. Wait a second. Wait, did you just delete it? Oh, she just deleted it. So he's been accused of molesting, okay? And this tweet was just up. It was up for the whole last week, and she just removed it probably like 10 minutes ago. Let's just play the rest of the clip, and then I'll give you the context. So chat, she goes for the kiss first on the cheek, correct? Keep that in mind. He kissed her back. If this is molestation, chat, then who is molesting? It is so visible how he's lapping everyone's cheek, but still these women are going to him. He seems to be a total pervert. Used to adore him so much for his voice, but yuck. Okay, if he is a pervert, then what is the woman that kissed him here first? She has no comments for him. And this is one of the posts that I was looking at earlier where she was like, harassment case should be filed against him. Udit Narayan molested. What are you gonna fight? So I think what was interesting about it is that when two people are involved, it's always a guy's fault. Okay, let's take a look at example. For example, this. So this is a clip where other celebrities, male celebrities, have been kissed by their fans. And in these cases, chat, they did not kiss back, as you can see on the screen right now. So why didn't you guys outrage Dan? Why didn't you say that she's molesting him? Why wasn't there a Twitter outrage? Why weren't there calls for arrest? He didn't kiss her back now. It only has 3.6k views. Why? Because a guy is being molested. Here is a video of Shah Khan. Here. Who's molesting who now? It only has 3.4k views. It's interesting that the only time you'd think somebody's molested is when it's happening to a woman, that too in a false context where she kisses first and he kisses him back, her back, he's the criminal. But even when they don't kiss them back, you never call them molesters. So how fair is this? What was interesting to me about this story is that Deepika is actually calling him pervert, who actually pretends to be a men's rights activist. And then apparently instead of defending men's rights, now she suddenly wants to favor the woman. Very interesting. Chad, let me know your thoughts on that, because I think it's wild. People are involved. How does the guy only get to take a responsibility for it? What a red flag looks like. Danny wants to know why they need a prenup. Marrying millions.
We really need one. But my question is, why do we really need one?
I've had a pretty large company even before I met you. So if we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
But why are you already thinking about that?
Babe, it's something that I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, and I have to protect that. Like, you want to get married? I'm like trying to work with you.
I don't want to be emotional. I'm just not sure if you're doing this because you don't trust me or like you're not sure.
Sorry, what? Who doesn't trust who here? I mean, you're the one that's refusing to sign a prenup, right? So if you don't have any intentions of taking any money from him, right? If you're trustworthy, why won't you just sign the prenup? It's sad that so many people seem to be okay with women kissing men without consent, but they go crazy when it's the other way around. Yeah, isn't it like an opportunity? So Chad Russell's comment is in relation to Udit Narayan's story that we just covered. Isn't it just an opportunity for women to look for? Like, it's like kind of like an incitement, right? It's an opportunity to incitement. That, hey, this is an opportunity to attack men. This is a way to dominate them. This is a way to develop standards which dehumanize men and make us look better, right? And so every time they see an opportunity, they capitalize. But eventually, you stop running out of enough opportunities to dominate. And so then you just start looking for things that don't exist. Imagine the woman kisses the guy first, but you're still blaming the guy because the opportunity is not available, but you just need to make it up, because how else will you continue to get attention on social media to farm engagement? I don't know what else I'm supposed to think of this, And yeah, and all the other times where the women are kissing the guys and they don't kiss them back, then you're silent because it is then not an opportunity for you. So everybody's silent then.
Sure about our future.
Well, I think you're overthinking it.
I don't know how to explain this to you. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I am understanding. It's not my intention.
Why is she crying? Excuse me? Chat, why would a woman cry? Because we asked her to sign a prenup. Because it doesn't take away. Chat, is my understanding wrong about a prenup? The way I understand prenup, chat, is that it doesn't take anything away from a woman, correct? But it just prevents things from being taken away from a man, right? Am I wrong? So if woman is not losing anything by signing a prenup? What is there a need for her to cry? Because help me make sense of this. Hold on, it's chat. I'm trying to process this like a layman person, right, chat? Hello? You're telling me that if I protect myself without compromising your position, you somehow feel violated. Gee, I wonder
My
why.
intention is to leave.
But
Somebody in the comments said, chat, which is a very valid response, that they said, listen, lady, if you think asking for a prenup means, what did she accuse him of?
Like,
if you're about her future, that's what I'm saying.
it's not.
Why? She
Get
said,
married
why are
and then
you
you decide-
already? Where is it? Why are you already thinking about? Yeah, here. Why are you already thinking about that, man? Meaning divorce. Why are you thinking about separation? Why are you thinking about you losing alimony? Why are you asking me to sign a prenup? Well, what I want to ask women is that why do you have alimony laws? Because by having those laws, aren't you thinking about divorce while entering into a marriage? So if man cannot have a prenup, then you cannot have alimony laws. Isn't that the same standard? If me asking for a prenup means I'm thinking about divorce, then you asking for alimony laws means you're thinking about divorce. Why even have laws for domestic violence? Are you already thinking that domestic violence will happen when you're entering into a marriage? So why have those laws? Remove them. Why have child custody laws, right? Why have anything at all? Why have marital rape laws? In their country, they do, you know? Why have that? So it's interesting. And then, Jack, remind me again, I think when all of us were kids, you know, this reaction, this is what we used to say. This is what we used to say when somebody would say, you know, when we were like fooling our teachers and parents, say, yeah, we're doing our homework, we're preparing for the test, we're preparing for the exams, all the homework is being done, and we used to spend all our time playing video games, right? And then one day, you know, your family would ask, oh, every day you tell us you've been doing your homework, right? Let's take a test. Or a teacher would say that. You're prepared, right? You're prepared for the exam? Let's take a test. Oh, no, why take a test? Do you guys not trust I'm doing a homework? Do you guys not think that I am prepared? Are you doubting me? Yeah, it's because you have been caught plotting, right? And I think if you ever see a woman like this, I can only assume this is the type of woman that would probably thinking about divorcing and taking your money. And she's been caught. That's why she's
Thinking about that.
Man, something
uncomfortable.
I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, you know, and I have to, you know, protect that. Like, you want to get married? I'm like trying to work with you.
I don't want to be emotional. I'm just not sure if you're doing this because you don't trust me or like you're not sure about our future.
Well, I think you're overthinking it.
So chat, I think for a few weeks we've been discussing this, and this is why I was against prenups. And I'm like, if we want to get rid of alimony, chat, don't you think that we should probably just criminalize them from the root? Because if you have prenups, then every woman will behave like this lady right here, and every woman will ask that she would not marry you. You know, if you ask her to give up her right to alimony. And if every woman was to do that, you can't get married. Anyway, chat, let me know your thoughts on this. I think chat is very quiet. Say hi if you're here. Type something in the chat. Let me know if there's anything you want me to cover. Any thoughts you have on the stream so far? So chat, what is the next story? The next story has been widely discussed over the last couple weeks. Trump administration exposes waste and fraud in USAID spending, and there's something interesting for us here that I want you to see. Targets foreign aid projects. So for decades, USAID was funding projects outside of the United States with a lot of money. And one of the agenda for Trump when he got into the office was to assign a new agency which is called DOGE. This is a new agency. It's called Department of Government Efficiency, and they have given that to Elon Musk. And the only purpose of this agency, chat, is to audit every other federal agency, like Pentagon. I don't know, anything they want to. He was talking about Department of Education audit, and one of that is USAID or Treasury, all of that. And so they got to work right away. And just like Elon Musk, when he took over Twitter, found a lot of information, compromising information or propaganda that Twitter was engaging in with the government. When he got into USAID, he found a lot of collusion and corruption here. And these are all the receipts, chat, of where this organization has been spending money. Just a few of it, okay? Billions of dollars. Here's how it spends a few millions, okay? I am not gonna read all of it. Some ridiculous ones are obviously 7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language. None of this is relevant to us. The part that is relevant to us is $6 million shot to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. And this whole time, there was an idea floating around of whether or not there is a matrix where digital spaces are being controlled. There is a psyop, right? This is what I was talking a few streams ago, is that I don't like Andrew Tate, but there is a story that he told which has some truth to it, which is that there is a psyop and there is a control over digital spaces by a lot of organizations, whether they may be federal or social in nature, which are injecting, which are basically making one idea more dominant than the other. So how much funding do you think men's rights organization receive to spread their agenda? The answer to that is zero. But the one thing I want to take a look at, chat, is that it doesn't just go to digital spaces. USAID wants something very corrupt in India. Have you heard of something like National Family Health Survey? If you're wondering why we have one-sided laws, I will explain what USAID has to do with it, among many other organizations. So chat, when you look at headlines like these, Have you seen this? 30% women in India are subjected to physical sexual violence. There's no mention of men here, right? So it is a one-sided statistic. So if you have a one-sided statistic, don't you have people inheriting one-sided beliefs? And if people believe one-sided stories where they think only women are being violated in high frequencies, and there is no talk of men in media, so it makes them believe that it's not happening to men, which then leads them to support one-sided laws where domestic violence is a crime for men, civil offense for men, but not for women. Same for rape, right? So 30% women in India are subjected to physical sexual violence. So you might be thinking, why isn't there a statistic for men? And who is National Family Health Survey funded by? This is their own website, chat. Okay? And it says right here, the program is funded by USAID. Among many organizations, there's also, I believe, USAID, DFID, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, UNICEF, UNFPA, this is Ministry of something, Government of India, ICF, USA. So there are a lot of foreign agencies involved here, along with some billionaire agencies, correct? And they fund this survey. But the propaganda here, the digital psyop, or you can call it a psyop overall, is that when you look at the questions, chat, you're gonna find something interesting, which I'm about to show you. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna show you something real quick. So chat, this boring paper in front of you, right here, which you don't have to read, I will explain what this is about. When National Family Health Survey does a survey every 4 years or something, and you see these one-sided statistics, it's because the survey is one-sided. There are two documents here. This is a woman's questionnaire. This is a man's questionnaire. And these are both from 2023 to 2024, right? Now, what's interesting about it, the first thing you take note of, chat, is that woman's questionnaire has 96 pages, whereas a man's questionnaire only has 29 pages, chat.
Why?
You might be thinking why it has less pages. Well, that's a very interesting question. An example of that, chat, that when you look at this question on women's questionnaire, as an example, 1107, right? It asks very interesting question, chat. Read carefully. It says, did your last husband ever do any of the following things to you? There's some wild things written here that you have to select from. Push you, shake you, or throw something at you. Twist your arm or pull your hair. Chat. Remember, when we were in school, sometimes we would just pull your hair just out of fun. Both boys and girls did that. It doesn't give any context any more than that, right? Slap you, punch you with his fist, kick you, drag you, or beat you up, try to choke you or burn you on purpose, threaten to attack you with a knife, physically force you to have sexual intercourse, physically force you to perform any other sexual acts, force you with threats, or in any other way to perform sexual acts you did not want to. You're with me so far? You're gonna see something very interesting. And now it says, conclusion. If you checked one of these boxes, right? Experience physical violence. If they have checked at least one from the above, the answer is yes. That means even if you have just pushed or shaken her like this, right? Or you just twisted her arm or pulled her hair, that counts as domestic violence for them, right? The first thing you need to take attention, that they want to make numbers seem as big as possible, because when you say domestic violence, people think they're being beaten. But what they don't understand is that this data is exaggerated, it is ambiguous, it is open to interpretation, because these guys think just twisting an arm and pulling your hair amounts to physical violence. But where it gets interesting is that if you say you have not checked any one of these, right? Then it asks you to go to question number 1111. And that question is, have you ever hit, slapped, kicked, or done anything else to physically hurt your last husband at times when he was not already beating or physically hurting you? Meaning they will only count domestic violence against men if it's reported by a woman herself, and that too only when he was not involved, like it was one-sided. The guy must have not hit back or hit her. Only she was the one abusing him. Right? Now, you go to men's questionnaire chat. The reason why it only has 29 pages as compared to 96 pages for women is that this section is completely missing. You can see in my finder here, I'm typing push. And it has no results.
Why? 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 Why?
I've typed choke here. Choke has no results.
Why? 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 Why?
Let's type slap chat. It has no results, chat.
Why? 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 Why?
The questions are biased. Questions aren't just biased, they are missing. So, right, what I was trying to say is that, chat, who's behind setting the questionnaire? Well, that's what I was just explaining. The donors are. This is a survey that is funded by foreign agencies like USAID, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, UNICEF, UNFPA. It is heavily lobbied by those who argue for feminist principles. This is a leak from Dodge about where USAID has been spending money. $6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. This is the same organization that is funding NFHS. Who influences the information? Your donors. They're the ones that are giving you money. It's their agenda, right? You go to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, it's a women's organization. You can look at their Instagram page. They talk about sterilization for women. Sterilization of men. They talk about women's reproductive health. I don't know, a billion things. It's all about a woman's page, right? No wonder Trump shut down USAID. I think he should, but like it doesn't help India in any way because you cannot shut down Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's a charity foundation of a private billionaire. Huge public outrage. Yeah, so my point is, right, this is how they control. They control the information. Information controls the people. People control the politics. right? Which is why we end up having one-sided laws, because you get one-sided statistics like this. And may I remind you, I think it's something you guys do not know, but there's an organization called Men Welfare Trust, and they have written multiple letters to National Family Health Survey to include men in those questionnaires. And they have never done it despite having written the letters. You wonder why.
Why? 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 Why?
Planned Parenthood. Yeah, they fund all kinds of things. I mean, if you're looking at the list, it is fully, you know, a leftist feminist propaganda. $7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists binary gendered language. Ironic, it says $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. And imagine you're also funding, USAID is also funding NFHS, which, so okay, so they spread disinformation and they also combat disinformation. How does that even make sense? $2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. Aren't they supposed to respond with certain deadline to the letter? No. Why does it need to do that? I think you're talking about RTI, but NFHS is not a government organization. Only government organizations are supposed to respond to RTIs, right? Oh, it says Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The National Family is a large-scale multi-round conducted representative sample of household thoughts in India. 5 rounds of surveys have been conducted since the first survey. If I remember correctly, last time I read it a few years ago, it said that it is not a government organization, but it is assisted by a government organization. But things might have changed since then. So yeah, if it's a government organization, then if it was an RTI, they should have responded. But I haven't heard of any response. So anyway, chat. Yeah. So if you were wondering why the laws are one-sided, it's because the funding is one-sided. Wasn't there actually the organization that's been fighting the marital rape case, which is one-sided in Supreme Court, you know, the feminist organizations, they receive a lot of funding from Open Society Foundation, the Soros charity organization. It's called Lawyers Collective. So this is the organization that is representing marital rape PIL in Supreme Court. And Indira Jaising was accused of corruption in okay, chat. Is this the same article? Or it's a wall? Yeah, okay, this is the article. So chat. So just like USAID gives foreign aid funding, public-private partnership, it's possible. It's possible. Last time I read the website was a few years ago. At that point, it said it was not a government organization. It was government assisted. I don't know if things have changed since then, BJ, right? But USAID is like, chat, $6 million is nothing. Like, that doesn't run. I think the bigger part is that, here, check this out. How much foreign aid has India's NGO received? So check it. 22,000 crore foreign funds in just 1 year, chat. Where do you think they go? And let me give you an example of the kind of organizations that get funded. Is this organization, this Lawyers Collective? It's a feminist organization. And I'll show you something very interesting. So, in its own probe, the account of Lawyers Collective, the Home Ministry found that large amounts of foreign contributions were found to have been spent on air travel, boarding and lodging, the local travel of trust, blah blah blah. The expenditures were made for draft legislation meetings. So if you're wondering why your laws are one-sided, it's because the funding is one-sided. Dharnas. If you think why media is one-sided, it's because protests are one-sided. Do you have any money as men to do protests? Do you get 22,000 crore in foreign aid funding going to organizations like these so you can throw protests, lobby the politicians? Look, where is it? What does it say, chat? Advocacy with MPs or the media to organize rallies and dharnas. That's why your laws are one-sided. Am I wrong? When you have 22,000 crores to do all of this, the laws will be balanced. According to Home Ministry, Lawyers Collective received over 32.39 crores as foreign contribution in just 1 year, chat. Wow. Is there a men's rights organization that gets 32 crore in 1 year? Let me know. And I think this is also probably talking about only the ones where they have violated. What were the total funds? The government also said Indira Jaising was being paid from the consolidated fund in India in the capacity of the additional Solicitor General, yet she received remuneration of over 96 crore from foreign. Bye, chat. That's it. Chat, let's go home. We have no chance against these people.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's weighing down heavy on me, and it's not okay.
So chat, as a final thing, if you've never heard of this organization drafted the domestic violence law. This is the same organization, chat. This is the same organization that is fighting a one-sided marital rape case in Supreme Court, right? To make one-sided marital rape law to target husbands. This is the same organizations that receives crores and crores in funding to lobby the MPs, do protest, dharnas, rallies, misappropriate foreign aid funding, right? And then this is the same organization that created the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence law, drafted, not passed, but drafted it. And if you've never seen something interesting in Protection of Women from Domestic Violence law, then I would like to direct your attention to definitions, chat. What is an aggrieved person as per domestic violence law? Means any woman, chat, not a man. So if you think where are those crores and crores of funding are used, this is where. Any woman who is or has been in a domestic relationship with a respondent. Remember, it doesn't say marriage. It says domestic relationship. That means boyfriend as well. It means anybody who's living under the roof with you. There is no man. Aggrieved person is only a woman. Judiciary are turning into cash cow. Judiciary is being lobbied by these organizations. Did you not see, like, have you seen Chandrachud, last Chief Justice of India? And his thoughts were very feminist, and he gave very one-sided orders. You wonder why they did that, right, chat? Well, I have a perfect explanation for that. Hold on, chat, I'm about to show you something very interesting. What are you looking at on the screen, chat? This is a feminist conference. All of these people you're seeing here are the leading feminists. Rebecca John, Rinda Grover, Atiksha Buxi or something, right? This is the same lady who thinks marital rape should be criminalized. This is the same lady who was consulted when it was proposed in 2012 that the rape law should be gender neutral. She opposed it. Same, Rinda Grover, also same position. These are the organizations that are using their funding to influence this guy right here, who's sitting in the middle right now. This is our Chief Justice of India attending a feminist conference and getting influenced by these people to show favoritism for them. So if you think why your judiciary is one-sided, is because they receive funding. Feminist organizations receive funding like this, and just like they influence the MPs, just like they do advocacy with MPs, they do advocacy with judiciary. Definition. Men are outnumbered. We are outnumbered by a lot. It's not even a competition. We're nobody, chat. New kid on the block, they'll stomp us like cockroaches. Not even kidding. Great video, brother. Waiting for the next part. Thank you. So yeah, chat. So I think USAID is a part of this 22,000 crore foreign funding, and they're a direct part of that NFHS survey. Chandrachud is the same guy who said wives are not owners of their husband's sexuality. No, he said husbands are not the owner of the wife's sexuality. That's what he said. He also said, very interesting, he said, I think this is the direct quote, he said, when it comes to alimony and maintenance, men come to courts and say they don't have money to give to women, and he thinks it's a patriarchal thought. Yeah. Hold on, chat. Yeah, let me explain. What is patriarchy? Chat, remind me what is patriarchy? Last time I checked, he said, oh my bad, he said cheat is not unlawful. Yeah, he said cheating is, he legalized cheating, okay? He took down the law that made it illegal. And his judgment was one-sided. He thought only women were being oppressed. Okay, but anyway, let me fully chat. Listen to me, chat. What is patriarchy? Even as per feminist, okay, that's where men and women play gender role, and men are in the position of dominance, meaning they have they decide, right? So if men are the ones that are in financial control, they can decide not to give women the money, right? And they can make all the decisions. Patriarchy, gender roles. Are we good? Okay. So, Chandrachud says that if men refuse to play their gender role, meaning we won't give women alimony, they should make their own money. It is still patriarchy? What? No, I'm not lying. I swear I saw this somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Chandrachud, patriarchy, maintenance. That and patriarchy just coined to blame entire men. Yeah, it's like a thinly veiled misandry, right? That you can basically blame men without using the word men. I think I found it. I think it's over here. Oh, chat. I think I found it. Hold on. Wait. Nah, this is too much. What does it say? First, show me where patriarchy is. Okay. Okay, so I don't have time to do all of it right now, but it says blah blah blah, something about constitution. We'll skip it. Okay. When the award of maintenance is sought to be enforced, the woman is told that the business belongs to the joint family and the husband is only a salaried partner in the business. Black's Law Dictionary clients are called words of court. Words of court, infants of unsound mind. I don't know what you typed, VJ. It doesn't make any sense to me. What are you saying? Yeah, can you elaborate? I don't know what you're saying. And I'm not able to find the part. I don't think this is the article. It's just going random stuff. We're just gonna move on. I'm just gonna quickly see if I can find it. There's a matter where a woman was denied maternal leave, blah blah blah, that's not relevant. I won't give me a household facility security. Okay, how do we facilitate it? Blah blah blah. Awareness, not only awareness, rights of women again. Okay, some other time, chat. I will find it when I'm off stream, and then I'll show you how this guy thinks gender roles gender roles are patriarchy, but if men don't play their gender role, it's still patriarchy. Meaning he doesn't want gender roles for women, but he wants gender roles for men because it benefits women. So like it's selective patriarchy and selective equality for him, which is like a mind fuck on a level that I can't even imagine. Corpus juris conundrum. Vijay, brother, let me ask you something. Where is my meme right now? Vijay, what are you typing? Corpus juris secundum. Do you really think we are PhD people? When I'm reading your messages, this is how I'm going. This is what's happening in my brain. What does that mean? Corpus juris secundum. Corpus juris is a U.S. law at federal and state levels that is arranged alphabetically into over 430 topics, which in turn are arranged into subheadings. Why are you mentioning this, VJ? I think it can be challenging, I guess, to express your views in the chat because you get limited characters, you know, it's hard. I felt that pain. So I don't know what you're trying to say unless you explain properly. But these words mean nothing to me. I just read it 2 or 3 times, the whole thing. I don't know what you're trying to say. So chat. So I think this is it. This is all I had today. I think it was a short stream. The one last topic is Delhi elections. Chat, what are your thoughts on Delhi elections? I'm not wrong, chat. I think BJP won. BJP's comeback, ops lost spark meme fest. But chat, what is the difference for men? Yeah, what would BJP Sarkar mean for Delhi from power to water freebies mode? Okay, let's take a look. No difference. Yeah, Delhi Manifesto feminists have upper hand. Don't they have upper hand everywhere? Where is it that men have upper hand in India? BJP, this is the first thing, chat. It's the first thing in their manifesto. BJP promised to give cylinders for rupees 500 to poor women, and 2 free cylinders every year.
Show Dick some respect.
I don't see any mention of men here. Okay, chat. Pregnant women will be given rupees 21,006 nutrition kits. Third, chat, so far we're 2 in and I have not heard anything about men. Mahila Samriddhi Yojana will be launched, which would give rupees 2,500 per month to all women.
Why? 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 Why?
Professor made a video where he compared the manifestos of the 3 parties. None of them had any schemes specific to men. Let's find it. Let's see what is covered. On what basis do they prepare the manifesto? On popularity basis. You're electing, right? Yeah. Chat, if you're electing the politician, how do you think they get elected? Is if you elect them, right? So they're running basis of your. Now, problem is that women have no other reason to vote other than they don't go to work. They just take maintenance. Their participation rate in India is like 30%. And that too is principal status. If you don't know what principal status means. So there, if you read word, there were two things there. Principal status, subsidiary status. Right? Something like that, if I'm not wrong. One of them means that a woman would be counted as participating in labor if she was employed for even 1 week in a span of 6 months, right? She will count as employed, right? Whereas the other status, which I think is subsidiary status, only counts long-term employment. So it says overall, the participation of women in labor force is 30%. But if you look at their long-term employment, then their participation is only 19-20%. So they're not working. They're just eating free lunches from maintenance and alimony. Now, if you're in a population like that, right, in Maharashtra, they had developed a scheme for men called Latka Bau, but I don't know what happened to that. The Latki Bahin scheme is going full swing. I think Latka Bahu was, if I remember correctly, was bleeding. People thought that it was gonna give benefit to men, but there was a catch there. I read the full. If you read the thing, well, let me finish my thought, then we'll get to that. So yeah, what I'm saying, right, is that you're in a population where women aren't working, they're entitled to free lunches. Then what is it that they're affected by? Like all the things that you think about in politics, which is, you know, policies for fair pay or policies for inflation, right? Taxes, policy for foreign policy, for example, you know, conflict with external affairs, right? These are all the things that people vote for. None of that affects women because they're not working. It doesn't affect them what the inflation is. It doesn't affect them how expensive the goods are. It doesn't affect them, you know, what the pays are. It doesn't affect them what the job and employment market is. They're not even looking for work. Female labor force participation rate means somebody who is working or seeking work. And if that is as low as 20 to 30%, that means women are not even looking for work. So they are not affected by any of these policies. So what is it that women are supposed to vote for? What is your proposition? Why should women give you the vote? Any of the policies you make on any of these issues is not relevant to them. Please review Yourinstalawyer, property right to wife reel. Okay, sure. Let's go take a look. The politician who makes promises to fulfill public needs get elected. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say is that there is no need for women for any of these policies. So the only thing that can get their vote is Freebie because there's nothing else. Right? Okay. Let's see. Yourinstalawyer. But I think the only way out of it is for men to also like vote against all of these major parties. As long as they don't make, like, my point is, right, you're going to give Freebie. First of all, Freebie is a socialist. I'm not going to get into a long debate. I don't think we should go that way. But if they're doing it for women, only way to get them to stop is to make them do it for men too. If you're not doing it for men, we're voting against you, right? Vote for any of the smaller parties. Just do eeny, meeny, miny, mo and cast a vote just because we're going against you. Now, they start losing, right? When there's a mass exodus anywhere, right? You can think of any market anywhere. When there's a mass exodus of people leaving, it makes people change their standards. That is relevant for businesses. That is relevant for communities, politicians, everybody. So if people start leaving BJP, AAP, Congress, all of them, and start voting for smaller parties, they would need to change their standards. Now, what becomes interesting, chat, what happens when they are forced to give freebies to men too, right? Because they can't take freebies away from women because women will stop voting. But if they don't give it to men, if men also stop voting, then the only solution is to have freebies for both. Now, good part and bad part, okay? Bad part is that I think it will have negative effects for the economy in a short term. The good part is that if it has negative effects on the economy or development, progression, or something like that, where the budget is not being allocated properly, eventually it will break something. Okay, this is what happens. When something breaks, you call a repairman and repairman fixes it. Okay, so I think the faster you break it, the faster they will fix it. So if you ask them to give freebies to men as well, then the faster it will break because it'll burn the system even more, right? There is some sort of a small crisis that happens, right? Economical in nature. So parties will then have an excuse to say, hey, look, today we had a recession, for example, right? And the reason why we had this recession is because we've been giving out a lot of free money instead of investing it in the progression of the country. So now, because we had a recession, we're going to stop it, and that's going to make sense to everybody. So the faster you get to the breaking point, the faster we can get them to give up the freebies. Anyway, but the term of political party in 5 years, till then we have to wait. Yeah. And that's the hard part. I think we have to keep talking about it. We really need to change. Like I said, if you want to have mass exodus, you need to distribute mass information and influence a lot of men to change their voting behaviors. So yeah, 5 years of developing media agencies to change things, and 5 years to develop large communities of men, change their mind, and then maybe 5 years later we can do something about it. Anyway, meantime, what can we do? Develop these channels. Okay, it's your professor's channel, this channel. I know you might see more, you know. If you see somebody talking about men's issues, support them and grow them, right? I won't repeat it, but this is what we were discussing, what they did in US with the men's vote. And that can happen anywhere. But let's take a look at, yeah, so chat, Vijay, just so you understand, 5 years later, you're only going to succeed if you spend 5 years to change the media and influence men in a right way. Only then 5 years later, they will vote differently than they do today. Project Stargate in US, what are its impact in India? We'll take a look at that in a second. So let's first take a look at, I think, what is he saying earlier? Yourinstalawyer, what real active? Do you think we are heading for AI governance anytime soon? Like, it's a vague word, and like you lack specifics. Like AI governance in what way? Like a fully controlled AI governance? No, like you're not even close. But like having some stuff automated, recommended with AI, like that can happen. Yeah. Please review her reel. Yeah, which reel? Can you remind? I can't find you. Property right to wife. Property rights. Okay, this one. Why do people go crazy when I say women have no right to their husband's property? This is the real. A woman has no right to her husband's property, and men have no right to property. If you have purchased any property after or before marriage, it doesn't automatically belong to your spouse too. As per Indian laws, the property belongs to those who purchase it. There are a few exceptions when the spouse can get your property. The woman has paid down payment or EMIs for the property. House is registered or co-registered in her name. Her husband passes away and he has not left a will. She will get a share along with her kids and his mother. Husband gives it out of love and affection to her or will to the house to her. Please note the same exceptions are applicable to wives. No, it's not.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop you fucking lying.
I was okay with everything, chat, until everything was factual until she got to the last line. Same exceptions are applicable to wife's property too. They are not. She says, read the comments? Okay, sure. But while being married, do I have legal right to stay in his house? Or can he throw me out if he wants? I may not have legal right to own or sell the property. What about stay? You do have the right to stay, but you have to fight for it. The police station, court, lawyers, and all that drama. Why you want to stay in a husband's house after the divorce? Haha. The general question. See, in India, it's very common for women to own property. Now it's a blah blah blah. Man, please reply me. Grandfather has second wife and she hasn't any child. My dad is first wife's son. My grandmother is sole owner of property. Now he registered full property to give a second wife so I can face it. Wait, I thought this is common knowledge already. People go crazy. There will be no divorces once alimony is. I like this. W. So, first of all, the woman does have a right to force herself to stay in the house under PDV Act, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. She can actually remove the husband from his own house and live in his house while he has no permission to live there. And if you want to see an example of that, this woman, she's married to Karan Mehra, and she accused him of a lot of stuff, which there's a whole drama about. There's a conference you can find on YouTube, right, from both sides. But problem is that he owns the house, she's living in it, and she threw him out of the house, and that's legal under PDV Act. There's a second reel on same topic. It's some form of podcast. I'll take a look at that. And the main problem is that she's saying right here, if her husband passes away and he did not leave a will, she will get a share along with her kids and his mother. While this is true, then it says the same exceptions are applicable to wife's property too. That's not true, because it's different. If a wife passes away and she has a property and she does not leave a will, if it's inherited from her parents, right, it will devolve back to her parents. It will not go to the husband. But if a husband has an inherited property and he dies without leaving a will, it goes to the wife. Those are the succession laws. Making the Sims realize women today are just begging for attention will be very difficult. Yeah, I mean, they're a psyop, so. Okay, there's another reel. You said it's a podcast.
Noida Society asks bachelors and
Buddy, I'm gonna be honest, Hyper, you put it on Discord. If you're not on Discord, join the Discord and put it over there. I don't know how to find it. Yeah, like I don't see it, right? It's down. You're saying it's down. Okay. Chat, if you see it, you let me know, all right? I'm not seeing it so far. Hyper, is it still down? But you really need to put it on Discord. Yeah, if I don't find it, then I'll cover it in the next. But I'm still not seeing it. Yeah, hyper, I'm not seeing it. Put it on Discord. Guys, if you want me to react to anything, just put it on Discord. That way it's easier for. Okay, what else did you guys want me to cover? You said, okay, so you were asking Project Stargate in US and what are its impact in India. You're saying it has yellow color. Legal to kiss in car, interreligious marriages, charge restaurant, love marriage, red flags, bad wife trend is wrong. What is the title? Like in the yellow, what does it say? Type the words. Document to check, buying flat, adultery, rate car, fire for being. Property. Men and alimony. The one.
I bet you didn't know this, but men too can claim alimony in India. Yes,
No, they cannot.
as per section 24 and 25 of the Hindu Marriage Act, men too can claim maintenance or alimony from their wives if they are unable to maintain themselves.
Chat, I think we should make a reaction reel to her reel. We've covered this so many times, but it's the Supreme Court precedent that the conditions for men in claiming alimony are different than the conditions for wife. Husbands can only claim maintenance if they're physically or mentally disabled, whereas women can claim maintenance without any need to prove disability.
Or if they
So this is like half-cooked facts being used to mislead people.
earn way less than their wives. Let me cite an example for you. In the case of Rani Sethi versus Sunil,
This is like a quint. We have already done this, the same judgment. Is chat, what these people do is like they circle jerk each other. One media agency will take out half-baked information and 9 other media agencies will copy and circle jerk the same information. This was released by Quint during Atul Sabaj. And the reason why in this judgment the guy was given an alimony is because they had a property which was started. It's a business, basically, paying guest business, which was started with the husband's money, right? He received some money in inheritance. He invested it into a business of PG, and then the wife co-owned it, even though she didn't invest anything into it, right? And this is not a small business. They were talking about some 300 apartments or something. 300, do you know what that is? It's not a small property. It's like acres and acres of paying guests, right? Now, the reason why he was given an alimony is because she wanted him to relinquish all of his rights over that business. And in return, they agreed to give him 20,000 per month in maintenance. Now, when you're giving facts like this, she will not give you any details. She wants you to believe that men can claim alimony. However, how many men are going to be in the same condition as that, right? Because how many men would have started a business with their money that boomed and got hijacked by the wife, and then wife wants to keep your business and in return pay you alimony of measly 20,000 per month? Like, it's not an alimony for being married to her. She's basically paying him off to sell his business to her in cheap.
Sunil Sethi, the wife was directed by the court to pay monthly maintenance of 20,000
See, I am right? I did my research.
to her husband,
But she will never say why he was given 20,000 because they will expose her.
10,000 as litigation expenses, and also provide a Zen card for his convenience.
She has lakhs and lakhs of cars.
What do you think of this law? Let me know in the comments below.
It is not a law. The precedent is they have to be mentally and physically disabled to get alimony. These exceptions only apply where there's a business that is being taken over. Anyway, Hyper, I still can't see it. So your only option, buddy, is to put that reel on Discord. I checked all of the yellow ones. But yeah, okay, so Vijay, you were asking. Wait 1 second. And I think I'm gonna make a reaction reel on that one. Because I'm tired, sick and tired. There's an IITN couple page on Instagram. They were peddling this lie as well. So it's getting quite a lot. Like, it's getting to my chat. I'm getting irritated by this. And so I'm gonna make a reaction reel calling them out. But yeah, anyway, chat. So yeah, what was Vijay saying? He was saying Project Stargate in US, what are its impact in India? What are the details of Project Stargate as of yet? Building new AI infrastructure for OpenAI in the United States. We will begin deploying $100 billion immediately. This infrastructure will secure American leaders in AI, create hundreds of thousands of American jobs. ARM, Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, OpenAI are the key technology partners. They're actually competing with China at this point. I think India is not in the race that much. Not on this level. This builds a deep collaboration going back to 2018. Yeah, so this project is just created to ensure that US secures a leading position in AI, because if it loses to competition, it will lose the leverage. It will lose the leverage or world dominance. And it will have to concede to China in a lot of trade negotiations. But as far as the impact on India, I think India is not really in the race. Like, I've seen the statistics where it says India is probably 5th largest country in AI, but India doesn't have any organizations like Nvidia that are groundbreaking in terms of supporting artificial intelligence. It doesn't really have a large language model like OpenAI or Grok or Gemini, any of these. So India is not in the race in the same way, and if India does not invest or open opportunities for these things, then India will not be in the race. It will lag far behind. Also, Drew Reddy has a valid topic to target BJP now. Still he doesn't. Men's rights is a big topic in the world, and if he makes a genuine good video, it will go viral like crazy. Yes, that's true. There is a lot of vacuum. Like, men's rights is if you are going to see it as a market, it is a untapped market. So that means anybody who gets in it, right, especially the bigger guys, they will immediately capture a lot of attention. The reason why they will not do that is because it has political disadvantages, where they will lose support from women and feminists. So politics is like that, right? Like, you support one side, the other side betrays you. So representing men would mean a lot of his current audience would start ditching him, maybe. He could really target BJP on freebies specifically for women. He won't do that because left side also does freebies for women. He probably thinks freebies for women are a good thing. He thinks it's great women empowerment. Even more, you know. Reacted to burger, one gold digger. It's 2 burger, 1 gold digger. Somebody said Professor has a video on Delhi elections. Two burgers, 1 movie, and gold digger. Is this the one? Hyper? Two burger, 1 gold
नमस्कार
digger.
दोस्तों, एक हास्यास्पद सिचुएशन हो रखी है
Kind of long right here, right?
इंडिया के लड़का लड़की जो कहते हैं लवरा लवरी हो जाता था पहले डेटिंग सीन
Hyper, can you confirm if this is the video? Yes, he could really target BJP on freebies specifically for women. Yeah, but Madhu, what I'm saying is like, he will come across as a hypocrite. Because I think if I'm not wrong, he is known for associating with AAP or Congress, and both of those organizations themselves offer freebies. So if you're going to criticize BJP for freebies, then you should not associate with a party that gives freebies. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. Hyper said, yeah. Yeah, Professor analyzed the Delhi election schemes of 3 parties. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Hyper, I'm afraid this may be a boring video, but I'll listen to it really quickly to see what's in there.
प्यार मोहब्बत वाले में एक गड़बड़ हो रखी पहले वो पहले गाने आते थे ना वो तो आजकल आते भी नहीं और सीन काफ़ी ख़राब चल रहा है क्योंकि यंगस्टर्स जो हैं स्पेशली लड़के जो हैं उनको कुछ फंडे ऐसे आ गए हैं कि लड़कियां तो लूटने के लिए हैं गोल्ड डिगर्स हैं मतलब उसके
एंड
कई इस तरह मेरे को संज्ञान में आई हैं चीज़ें ऑफ लेट एंड बातचीत हुई है एक जगह मैं लेक्चर वगैरह लेने गया था यंगस्टर से डिस्कशन कर रहा था तो वहाँ मैंने डिस्कशन किया लड़के थे लड़कियाँ थी और थोड़ा मजाक हंसी मजाक भी हुआ और उसमें एक कन्वे भी हुआ तो वही चीज़ बताना चाह रहा हूँ आजकल के जो जिसे कहते हैं
watch from 4 minutes 10 minutes okay, sure. Also, the only reason where we would claim women are gold diggers is because statistically, which we have covered in the stream, and there's an upcoming video on this, but statistically they only marry men if they make higher income than them, and they divorce them. Like, there is a high risk of divorce if man makes less money than women, so they are gold diggers statistically, majority of them.
में चले जाओ घूम घाम के उनके हमारे पास आते हैं फिर तुम 20 साल लूजर लाइफ जी लोगे पैसे भी नहीं कमाओगे
This old man YouTuber makes feminist. Professor has made posing. There are quite a lot of them, right? There's one more I've seen.
गोल्ड डिगर भी नहीं मिलने वाली तुम्हें 45 साल में क्योंकि गोल्ड डिगर कुछ भी नहीं है तुम्हारे पास है 2 बर्गर 2 डोसे खागी मतलब मैं ये कह रहा हूँ यार इतनी जलील मत करो महिलाओं को कोई एक्चुअल में गोल्ड डिगर है तो ठीक है गोल्ड लेगी कुछ लेगी हाथ में लेगी कुछ एक्चुअल लेगी तो समझ में आता है मतलब 2 बर्गर 2
I mean, what do you
डोसे में क्या मिल जाए आपको
who are you talking about? Like you're saying every man has only 2 burgers and 2 dosas? And what are you saying? Like women don't take money? Like what is he talking about? Like what are the specifics?
मतलब कि वो
I mean, this is just a storytelling, you know, like what are the facts and specifics? Like you know, majority of the workforce is men. Majority of the men work overtime hours. Do you think they only get 2 burgers and 2 dosa for all the work that they do? They don't have anything in their bank. I actually think they really don't have anything in the bank because women take it.
खाए अब आपको any girl, it's a message for all the men, young men out there कि if a female, a lady comes to you, a young woman, and आप कहीं खाना खाने जाते हैं and आप खर्च कर रहे हैं, this is the bare minimum you can do because
show dick some respect.
उसकी कंपनी भी तो आपको मिली ना एक तरह से बातचीत करी तो बेसिक you know chivalry है which is dead chivalry.
Yeah, but gender roles for women are also dead. It's not like they're doing any work for us, right? Like she don't work in the kitchen, and if she can make her own money, why is it that she needs men to pay for her?
क्या होती है?
So why do you want to keep chivalry if you don't want to keep gender roles for women? Will she do my laundry? Will she pick up after me? Will she clean the table? Will she cook for me? Why does she even need to be outside to be eating food? Shouldn't she be the one cooking on the date?
ये तो आजकल की जनता को पता ही नहीं. जनता को तो सिर्फ 498 पता है और ये एंड्रू टेट का क्या हाल हो रखा है देख लो, उसको फॉलो करने वालों. ठीक है, बाकियों का देख ले, सुनने में अच्छा लगता है. नफरत करेंगे, ये करेंगे. तो अब क्या ना, लड़कियां देखती हैं कि सारे लड़के गॉन केस हो रखे हैं. मतलब कई लड़के तो ऐसे होते हैं कि चल मैं और भी एग्जांपल देके बताऊंगा, मजेदार आएगा वीडियो, क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकल हमारी कई की बातें जैसे हुई उसके पॉइंटर्स बता रहा हूं मैं. लड़के
God, who is his audience? I'm just curious.
कहते हैं गुरुजी खिलाने लेंगे तो जेंडर इक्वालिटी है. जेंडर इक्वालिटी है तो भाई दोनों पैसे दो, मैं क्यों दूं, मैं सख्त लौंडा.
Woman really wants equality, should split, not expect men to pay completely. Yes, you are right.
जेंडर इक्वालिटी है तो भाई दोनों पैसे दो, मैं क्यों दूं, मैं सख्त लौंडा. अरे
It's
बावड़ी बूच, कौन सी इक्वालिटी की बात कर रहा है. फीमेल्स 5 दिन मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल से गुजरती हैं 13 साल से 48 साल. तुम भी गुजरते हो क्या?
so why does she need to work then? If you think she's incapable of, because she goes through 5 days of period, then aren't you making an argument that she should stay in the kitchen and she's not equal to men and she can now work? But if you think that she can work despite having 5 days of periods, then why can't she also pay?
क्या कहाँ से इक्वालिटी है? इक्वालिटी के जो भी चर्चे हैं ये महिलाओं को अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए इक्वालिटी है, अदरवाइज अपॉर्चुनिटी.
Okay, so if women, so chat, am I wrong here? So he wants opportunities for women. He doesn't want responsibilities for women.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt.
What are you taking the opportunities for?
You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick.
अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलनी चाहिए, उसके पास टैलेंट है. और
what do you need the opportunity for if you're not gonna use the money to take responsibilities?
जिसको जो लाइफ में देना लेना है उसका 1-on-1 है, तो उसके लिए बस वो है. बाकी कुछ इक्वालिटी वगैरह नहीं होती यार. फीमेल्स एंड मेल्स एंड मेन और वुमेन आर डिफरेंट, दे आर नॉट इक्वल, दे आर नॉट इवन सेम. तो ये कंपटीशन मत करो तुम.
Why do you run in sports?
लोगों को जितने,
because they're different. So what's the point of having female sports? Because men are always gonna be right.
आदमी बोल रहे हैं तुम लोगों को 5 दिन का मिल जाए प्रोग्राम 13 से 48 साल की उम्र तक, 35 साल यानी एक दिन 5 में 12 करोगे 60 दिन, 60 से 35 से मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो कितना आएगा? 2100 दिन. 2100 दिन तुम सैनिटरी पैड लगा के घूमते रहो सुबह से शाम. फिर पूछता हूँ कैसा मजा आता है. लाइक
So this is again selective narrative, right? And we could also say that women should go work in hard labor, fight in the wars, die, and men's death is 10 times in workplace fatalities. So when you can do all that, this is the exact same thing, right? Like you can have right to vote when you do all of that work. So why are women given the right to vote if they're not working the same as men? Because you're literally saying, this guy, chat, is this not true? Like this guy is literally saying the two genders are different and that's why she doesn't need to pay the bill. Then why does she need to have a right to vote if she doesn't do the same work as men? Because we are both different, right?
लाइफ में इक्वालिटी मिल जाएगी तुम्हें, और फिर जो बच्चा अगर करना पड़ गया तो भाई तुम्हारे में से निकलेगा.
Also, you only give birth to baby once in a lifetime. How is that a permanent disability for the rest of your life?
और वो सीजेरियन भी होगा, 9 महीने रखना पड़ेगा, नौजिया
The life expectancy, if I'm not wrong, the life expectancy of men is 5 times lower, right? Sorry, 5 years lower. Difference between the life expectancy and women. Interesting guy, by the way. Yeah, so they live 5 years longer than men. So we live 5 years less than women. But if women have to give 1 or 2 babies in their lifetime, which totals to up to 18 months, that is suddenly a justification for them to not pay the bills or take any financial responsibility for their entire life. So I die 5 years younger than women, which is 2.5 times. I lose 2.5 times the years that women lose while being in maternity. So shouldn't I get double the benefit?
भी होगा.
Bro, men's rights protests or something happened in Delhi today. Or Atul Subhash's brother did that. Yeah. Did you attend it? How did it go?
फिर उसके बाद बच्चे को दूध भी तुम्हें शरीर से पिलाना है. हाल देखा है महिलाओं का, कहते हो कुछ शर्म नहीं आती है लड़कों को? तुम्हारी क्या माताएं नहीं है? तुम किसी के पैदा नहीं हुए थे? तुम्हारी बहनें नहीं है क्या? भाई थोड़ा तो दिल धड़कना चाहिए ना.
I mean, don't you have fathers? How can you talk about disregard their contributions? Like, you're only talking about one person's sacrifices. Like, do you not think like all the privileges that we as a society have today has been built upon deaths of men, right? All of the privileges, roads built on deaths of men, trade routes built on deaths of men, right? All of the safety and protection you enjoy in a country is built on risking lives of men. Don't you have respect for all of that?
Show Dick some respect.
You are suddenly having a problem paying a bill. Man is paying from his life. You're telling me woman has a problem giving a birth to baby, which she does by choice, whereas men are giving up lives just so women can live in their safety cocoon. Men are doing the hard jobs so women can do the AC jobs. Don't you have a fucking respect for your own gender? Why don't you just grow a vagina if you're so desperate for female validation?
Show Dick some respect.
What a boomer chat.
हाँ ठीक है, कमीने पंथी जो कहते हैं लोग कि ये ऐसे है वैसे, इस तरह के वर्ड्स यूज करते हैं. संसार में सब लोग करते हैं यार. हर धर्म के लोग करते हैं, हर जाति के लोग करते हैं, हर जेंडर के करते हैं. अमीर करता है, गरीब करता है, सब करते हैं.
I am simply asking him that if she doesn't want to pay the bill, and if this guy thinks that it's not justified because she has XYZ disadvantages, I'm simply just asking, why does she need to work if she's not gonna pay bills? What's the point of making money, right? If you don't need it. If a guy's gonna do all the work for him, for her.
तो फिर वो तो उसमें तो अकेला नहीं होता कोई, धूर्तपना जिसे कहते हैं. पर कुछ महिलाओं ने कहीं कर दिया. डिवोर्स तो एक ऐसी चीज है. मैं एक और प्यारी चीज बताना चाहता हूँ. ये काफी जो हमारा जो निचोड़ है ना, उसकी बातों का पॉइंटर्स बता रहा हूँ. बहुत अच्छा सेशन हुआ था. कभी वर्चुअल आप चाहते हैं तो चैनल.
Now, bro, I stay in Mumbai and exams are going on. Okay. There were a few women as well who supported the cause. Yeah, there are some women in men's rights. It's a thing. Great. But like, there's more context to that. Some of them are a little sus. But good thing, like if they're supporting.
ले लें आप, कभी होगा इस पे आपको बहुत क्लैरिटी मिलेगी.
I can take a look after I finish this. Are there any clips online? I'm sure there are some clips online, right?
आपको इसके बारे में समझने और सीखने को मिलेगा. सबसे पहले आप जीवन में एक चीज़ बताएं कि किसी भी रिलेशनशिप में, लेट से शादी हो जाए, कोई भी चीज़ हो जाए, उसमें सेंस ऑफ लॉस किसका ज़्यादा हो सकता है? चांस ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी किसका ज़्यादा है? आदमी को तो 1 मिनट में ओहो सॉरी करके भाग जाना है. क्या लॉस होता है आदमी का कभी भी? What is the worst which can go wrong with a man? एंड व्हाट कैन हैपन विद द फीमेल, उसकी तो बॉडी के अंदर इश्यूज हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज शी विल
That doesn't because of it happens because of childbirth. It's not the same as marriage. But what does this have to do with anything? Like, and talking about body changes, but again, it is not a fatality issue, right? Like, chat, the medical sciences have advanced to the level that, you know, the deaths in maternity are like 0.0002% or something. So if you can go through an accident, and this is factual, that the amount of trauma that the trauma of a woman giving childbirth can be equated to the trauma somebody has in an accident where they break their bones and have to heal from it. Correct? If you can get into an accident, break your bones, right? Fractures, maybe ACL, muscle here, there, and come back to work within 2 weeks, 2 months. One of my colleagues came back in 2 weeks. I don't know why. His teeth were also broken. He got implants, was wearing a cast and stuff. But if you can recover from that 2 months and come back, I don't see why it is a lifetime disability for women to give birth. And how do you as a man know what they go through? Like, unless you're looking at some scientific studies that measure the pain, right? You have never experienced it. So how can you claim that it's as much of a big deal? And why is it that you think, why is it that this guy thinks, Shad, that if women have disadvantages that I should compensate for it? Because in that way, if a poor person has disadvantages, the rich man should give up all of his money to him. He should compensate. If I have like I said, I die 5 years younger, right? My life expectancy is low. So how are women going to compensate for that? You know, our self-delete rates are high. How are women going to compensate for that? And if you're saying financial responsibility is mine, then all the money that I lose maintaining the woman in a marriage, right, and children, how is she going to compensate me for my disadvantages then?
choose the partner. She will always have the choice. नर मादा का सिस्टम अगर आप नेट जियो के अंदर चले जाओ वहां भी चूज ही करी जाती हैं. आप मुझे बताओ घोंसला.
Bro, please stop watching this guy disgust me. Yeah, they're very annoying. Great point. West has gone wild on Twitter.
चिड़ा बनाता है.
Yeah, he does that quite a lot. Kanye West does that quite a lot.
आदमियों को घर
I saw what you're talking about, though. I saw that.
लेने में प्रॉब्लम है, मैं क्यों लूं?
I don't think a lot of people claim that it's a mental health issue, but I don't think it's not totally a mental health issue. I think some of it he does that in combination of things. Kanye does that, one, for the purposes of venting his frustration, and two, for the purposes of getting attention. Like, he knows that people are gonna talk about him, write articles about him. He'll get a lot of media coverage by making inflammatory statements. And he is genuinely frustrated by how the industry sidelines, like some Jewish people in the industry are sideline creators and artists like him. So it's like, yeah, I can vent my frustration and also get attention while doing it. So I don't think it's as much of a mental health issue, in my opinion. Also read the comments. Okay. Great, sir. Nicely said. Mart Bane Band guy. Who chat? Who is this audience? Who are these people? Avinash guy 6827. Buddy, what's your age? Are you like a 50-year-old, 60-year-old boomer? Om Namo Shive. Admion ko princess banna hai. Yeah, and what do women want to become? Like, this is the right equivalent of where, chat, Isn't it equivalent? You know, when women go to work in education, they would be stereotyped as like, woman is trying to become a man. You know, by going into sport, getting muscles, going to work, doing all the man's job. She's trying to be a man. You're literally doing opposite of that. Dumbass. Like, obviously, if we educated women, send them to work, they might as well pay the fucking bills, dumbass. If you see just on Namosh, are definitely, they are boomers, right? They're his age, who else would listen to all this bullshit? Sir hacked the algorithm, he knows kya title in C and ka for. Yeah. I don't know how to read all. I'm a 41. See this? I'm a 41-year-old man and actually connect with whatever he said. Guys, wake up and get clarity. He's a modern day Acharya. He's a modern day doormat. That's what he is. Yeah, ladies, wipe your shoes on me. I am right here. Why pay? Just wipe your shoes. I'll clean the dirt off of your shoes. Use me, ladies. Use me. Use my wallet. Okay. There's this one guy supporting us. There are 81,000 self-deleted in 2023 alone. Dowry domestic violence charges against them. Police and courts simply want them to even what men have to say and have given one-sided decision against them. Sorry, the law and order. Okay. Yeah, but he doesn't cover any of that. His agenda and narrative is very selective. Modern day, you're laughing at that, okay? If you see just on, okay, I read that before. The main reason for hating women is case of sour grapes. They all agree with him, chat. Read replies to his comments. Just same when, oh, here you are. Andrew Tate be sour grapes. It's true. I think this is the opposite of Andrew Tate. There's an Andrew Tate for men and there's Andrew Tates for women. Here they are. Anyway, so last thing, I think we should look at Professor's video, right? What did he make on Delhi elections? He's actually live right now. What's he doing?
कि गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड से 8 बार हुए फिजिकल, 90 बार लड़की को नहीं होना था. हाँ, नहीं 90 बार लड़की को नहीं होना था तो उसने रेप केस डाल दिया. ठीक है. और यही दूसरे केस में, हाँ, और यही दूसरे में जब हस्बैंड और वाइफ है और हस्बैंड थका हुआ है और वाइफ उसको बोल रही करने के लिए, पर उसको फिजिकल नहीं हो रहा है क्योंकि वो थका हुआ या जो भी है, पर वो केस में उनको मैरिटल सेक्स लॉ चाहिए. मतलब लड़के को जब फोर्स किया जा रहा है, इट इज नॉट अ रेप. और लड़का लड़की बॉयफ्रेंड 10 बार कर चुके और 11वीं बार लड़की को अगर नहीं करना है देन इट इज अ रेप. ये क्या मतलब किस प्रकार की हिपोक्रेसी इंडिया, मतलब क्या बोल सकते हो?
Yeah, very true. So they're talking about marital rape. So where are the Delhi election? Oh, this one.
मैनिफेस्टो का देखते हैं.
Wow.
देखो सबसे पहला ये मेन पेज है, ठीक है. 5 गारंटीज का सेकंड पेज है. उसमें सबसे पहले टॉप पॉइंट आप देखें क्या है ये. वी विल गिव 2500 रुपए पर मंथ टू 1 वुमन इन एवरी पुअर हाउस होल्ड. वी हैव डिलीवर्ड दिस स्कीम इन कर्नाटका एंड वी विल डिलीवर इट इन दिल्ली. प्यारी डीडी योजना, इसके बारे में हमने
Show dick some respect.
पहले भी बात करी थी. अब भाई
He's talking with lawyer friend. Yeah, I've been on that podcast.
या मेरी इंग्लिश और हिंदी थोड़ी सी वीक है, ठीक है, तो मेरी जबान कभी कभी फिसल जाती है, तो मैं दीदी को कई बार डिड्डी मेरे मुंह से निकल जाता, तो माफ करना मुझे, ठीक है. माफ करना. मैं पहले माफी मांग रहा हूँ भाई. यस. एंड बाय द वे दिस इज ओनली फॉर एजुकेशनल एंड इंफॉर्मेशनल पर्पसेस.
You know, I think Professor is really funny. His channel has everything right. His podcasts are right, live streams are right, videos are right. I think he's gonna succeed.
It's not like viewer discretion is advised. पहले बता दें भाई.
यार ये डीडी है क्या? लाइफ है डीडी क्या है डीडी यार?
क्रेजी, मतलब जहाँ देखो वहाँ नाइट डीडी.
We will give residents of Delhi free health coverage up to 25 lakhs. We will give employed youth 1-year apprenticeship in the private.
What is this? Like obviously जो अभी
सॉरी दीदी योजना के बारे में, women, children, elderly and person with disabilities. बट यहाँ पर men कहाँ है? आई एम आस्किंग. जो लोग मेरे को मिसोजिनिस्ट बोलते हैं ना, जबकि मैं सबसे ज्यादा औरतों के पानी पी लेता हूँ. रुको जरा फिर से.
You are?
Yeah. I'm man.
He made 2 videos on the schemes. Yeah, Professor. I mean, I think he's a character. He's pretty good. He made 2 videos on the schemes, one for BJP, other for the left-wing party. He compares their schemes, and there is probably no difference.
हिते मैं बात करता हूँ.
आप had 2500 as well.
मैं ठीक है, बट कुछ लोग हैं जो कुछ मतलब उनको कभी these are the people जो कभी भी किसी भी चीज से सेटिस्फाई होने नहीं वाले. और भाई तुम मत भी हो, और तुम फिर क्यों आते हो मेरी लाइफ पे? मत हुआ करो, सिंपल सी बात है. क्यों आते हो भाई लाइफ में? जाओ अपना मस्त. समझ नहीं आता मेरे को.
आना भी है और बकवास भी करनी है.
हाँ, फिर बैन हो जाते हैं, फिर कमेंट में आके रोते हैं. भाई क्यों? मत देखो ना भाई. मान लिया आप हमें गाली दे रहे हो, हम ये हम वो हैं, क्यों देखते हो फिर हम जैसे मतलब लोगों का? हम यहाँ पर पॉलिटिकल मैनिफेस्टो बता के लोगों की पॉलिटिकल नॉलेज को थोड़ा सा बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, एंड रेदर देन रेस्पेक्टिंग आवर
क्या गलत कर रहे हैं?
बट हम वही है ना, अगर हम यहाँ पर कुछ
Somebody in the chat probably.
मंथ ये दिख गया तुमको. वी विल इम्प्रूव दी 2008 की लाडली स्कीम, बेनिफिट्स रीच ऑल एलिजिबल गर्ल्स. अब यहाँ पर आप देखें, वी विल रिजर्व 33% ऑफ न्यू स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स फॉर वुमेन. यहाँ पर आपको ये सेम चीज कौन से मैनिफेस्टो में सेम नजर आई थी अभी जो जिसके बारे में हमने बात करी है? दिस इज कांग्रेस बाय द वे, राइट? सेम 33 के बारे में वहां पर उन्होंने दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स डाला था, उन्होंने न्यू स्टेट गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स ने डाला था दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स फॉर वुमेन. 30% यानी कि 1/3. बूम,
1/3.
हाँ. तो अब मेरे को बता दो इसमें डिफरेंस क्या रहा? जो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बात करते हैं कि हमारे पास मल्टी लाइक इसकी टर्म होती है ना, डुअल पार्टी सिस्टम, मल्टीपल पार्टी सिस्टम, ऐसा कुछ मैंने पॉलिटी में पढ़ी थी. तो मल्टीपल पार्टी सिस्टम इसलिए होता है कि एक पार्टी किसी चीज को मान रही है, दूसरी पार्टी का कुछ और है मॉडल. यहाँ पर तो मेरिटोक्रेसी का मॉडल कुछ देखने को मिल ही नहीं रहा.
Yeah, so they're all competing to impress women. There is really no different agenda. The standards chat are set by women, right? So everybody has to meet those standards. So as men, if we set the standards, all parties would have to compete on that basis.
यहाँ पर जॉब्स यहाँ इन्होंने लिखा हुआ है क्या, कहाँ पे गया ये देखिए, वी विल रिस्टोर दी 181 हेल्पलाइन दैट इज एसेंशियल फॉर वुमेन सेफ्टी. बट आप मेरे को बता दीजिए, अगर एक लड़का जो है वो आता है तो एक सेकंड मतलब लड़के भी, मैं कई बार ऐसे लड़कों को भी जानता हूँ जो बेचारे ऐसी ऐसी जगहों पे रहते हैं और पढ़ रहे हैं, बट अच्छी वाली जगह पे नहीं जा पा रहे हैं. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मतलब क्राइम इन्फेस्टेड सोसाइटीज में रहते हैं. उनकी सेफ्टी के बारे में क्या, उनके लिए कोई हेल्पलाइन नहीं है? बता दीजिए उनके लिए क्या. वी विल इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ वर्किंग वुमेन्स हॉस्टल. व्हाट अबाउट द वर्किंग मेन्स हॉस्टल? उसके बारे में आप बढ़ाएंगे क्या? बता दीजिए. कहाँ है मतलब यार, कहाँ पर है? आप ये देख लीजिए, ये देखो कहाँ गया. इसमें एक और पॉइंट था जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. बात हुई एक सेकंड, ये माइनॉरिटीज के लिए है, जस्ट अ सेकंड, पूर्वांचल्स के लिए है.
Yeah, so they just don't have anything for men, which is like typical.
सर्विसमैन, ये रहा.
LGBT. Their focus is on like the number of population that is meager, like probably 1 to 3% of probably Indian population is transgender, or LGBT, not even that. So I think they have policies for that. They don't have policies for 50% of the population, which is men.
We will provide scholarships and hostels for transgender person. ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. We will review state laws, regulations to ensure inclusion and prevent discrimination against those identifying as LGBTQA, particularly in the provision of essential services. Okay, अच्छी बात है. We will also provide horizontal reservation to the remember this, horizontal reservation to the transgender community in education, jobs, in accordance with the Supreme Court's Honorable Supreme Court's 2014 की नालसा जजमेंट.
हाँ, तो नालसा जजमेंट जो है ये 2018 की है, and I शायद 2000
on the woke population for being a ruling part.
40.
They're, I think the left and right in India work very differently than US. In India, like every party is a woke party because every party is for LGBT. every party is for feminism, every party is women empowerment, every party is woke.
14 की जजमेंट है ये, नेल्सा वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया। इन दिस क्या हुआ था इसमें?
The reason why it's different in the US is because they have Christian conservatives, which oppose the woke ideology. But in India, Hindu conservatives are just open to everything. They don't oppose it. They don't oppose LGBT. They don't oppose feminism. They actually look for validation from these ideas.
Third, transgender was considered as a third gender.
And I also, I don't think it's worth my time even to talk about LGBT, but my point is, they can do whatever they want with that, but why are they excluding men from everything?
पहली बार सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने
Like, you're basically a second-class citizen if you're a man in this country now.
ट्रांसजेंडर को थर्ड जेंडर के रूप में मान्यता दे दी थी इस केस में। तो उसी के बाद से आपको ये ट्रांसजेंडर, वॉशरूम और सब चीजें देखने को मिली हैं, ठीक है? इससे पहले देयर वर ओनली टू जेंडर दैट वर रिकॉग्नाइज्ड ऑफिशियली एंड लीगली, फीमेल एंड मेल। बट इस जजमेंट के बाद से ट्रांसजेंडर वाज आल्सो कंसीडर्ड एज अ थर्ड जेंडर। तो ये है सारा इसका नलसा का जो एक ब्रीफ है ये।
I mean, judiciary is totally infiltrated by feminists.
जजमेंट के बारे में उसके बाद से फिर ट्रांसजेंडर को करते करते ये लोग ट्रांसजेंडर से आगे बढ़ते हुए जी हो गया, उसका फिर बी हो गया, फिर उसका क्यू हो गया।
इसका भी मेरे पास डेटा है, मैंने इसको भी कैलकुलेट करा था। कहाँ गया कांग्रेस वाला सीन? ये रहा। टोटल कांग्रेस ने 15 पॉलिसी निकाली है, अनलाइक बीजेपी जहां पर इंडिविजुअली अगर हम मेन वेमेन और एलजीबीटी में डिवाइड करें तो वहां पर आपको टोटल जो है 13 पॉलिसी देखने को मिल रही थी। कांग्रेस में 15 है, जिसमें से कि 10 वेमेन के लिए हैं, ठीक है? अब गणित वाले भाई अपने कान खड़े कर लो, बताना मेरे को, मैथ बताना। 15 टोटल पॉलिसी कांग्रेस ने इंडिविजुअली निकाली है वेमेन, एलजीबीटी और मेन के लिए। 10 है।
Guys, get your math here.
वेमेन के लिए 5 है, एलजीबीटी के लिए, और टोटल 15 है। तो आदमी के लिए कितनी हुई बताओ? आदमी के
Who wants to answer?
लिए कितनी हुई बताओ? बता दो भाई, चैट जल्दी बताओ भाई, जल्दी जल्दी ना, जल्दी 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 जल्दी। बाबा जी का ठुल्लू, गुरु घंटा।
Show dick some respect.
Nothing for men.
लाइक प्रॉपर सेंस में। अब हाँ, ये बात हो सकती है कि आप मान लो आदमी हो और आप लॉयर भी हो, तो आपको उसका फायदा मिल जाएगा, बट उसका फायदा किसी महिला जो लॉयर है उसको भी मिल रहा है। सो एक्सक्लूसिवली फॉर मेन कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है? वो इधर उधर इनडायरेक्टली आपको मिल गया तो मिल गया, आपकी मतलब किस्मत अच्छी है, भगवान का आपके सिर पर हाथ है कि बेटा तू बिल्कुल गायनोसेंट्रिक ऑर्डर में जी रहा है, फिर भी तेरे मतलब मेरा हाथ है तेरे ऊपर, तो तू तो बच के रहेगा, तो वो वाली बात अलग है। बट यहाँ पर
Yeah, men are just settling for bare minimum.
अभी कुछ हो नहीं पाए। अब मैंने बहुत ज्यादा सर्च करा, आम आदमी पार्टी का मैंने
I think Professor Chan is like a very good influence. I feels if his account grows, like he will reach a lot of Indian men.
ढूंढने की कोशिश करी, उनका पीडीएफ फाइल उनकी वेबसाइट वगैरह पे मेरे को मिला नहीं, ठीक है? तो मैंने जो है, ये है आपका वेबसाइट है फाइनेंशियल एक्सप्रेस की, यहाँ से हमने कुछ पॉइंट्स जो हैं देखे हैं, क्योंकि मेरे को एग्जैक्टली नहीं मिला बट एक न्यूज रिपोर्ट मिली। आई होप आपको नजर आ रहा होगा, ठीक है? जेडी भाई क्या कह रहे हैं? प्रोफेसर भाई बहुत ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। कोई नहीं भाई, हमने तो ऐसा कुछ बोला है नहीं भाई। हम तो बोल रहे रेस्पेक्ट वुमेन, बट वी आर आल्सो सेइंग रेस्पेक्ट ह्यूमंस आल्सो। ह्यूमंस में तो आदमी भी आते हैं। सिंपल लॉजिक ना समझ में आ रहा तो भाई हमारी गलती थोड़ी ना है।
Show dick some respect.
अब यहाँ पर 15 चीजों के इन्होंने 15 पॉइंटर निकाले हैं, जिनमें पहला जो पॉइंटर है वो है एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉर यूथ, कमिटमेंट टू क्रिएट जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर यंग पीपल इन दिल्ली। ये तो खैर इनके हमेशा ही करते हैं, 2-3 मुद्दे होते हैं, फार्मर के ऊपर नौकरियां निकालने और गरीबी हटाएंगे, ये 3-4 तो इनके चलते हुए आ रहे हैं, अभी तक कुछ हड्डी वट्टी है नहीं खास, तो उसमें तो कुछ रियलिटी में दिखता नहीं है। बट इनका यहाँ पर मेन सेकंड पॉइंट देखें, तीनों पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के बारे में मैंने आपको बताया, जिनमें से कि कांग्रेस और आम आदमी पार्टी ने सबसे टॉप पर ये अपना जो वोट बैंक है फीमेल वाला, उस पर बात करी है। यहाँ पे इनकी प्यारी डिड्डी योजना जैसी थी कांग्रेस की, वैसे इन्होंने महिला सम्मान योजना निकाली है। अंडर दिस स्कीम women will receive 2100 रुपए per month directly into their bank accounts. This will be a cabinet decision if आम आदमी पार्टी returns to power. आम आदमी पार्टी अगर वापस से पावर में आती है तो इस बात को ध्यान में रखना। एक और चीज अच्छी चीज है, फ्री बस ट्रैवल फॉर स्टूडेंट्स, अ गारंटी ऑफ फ्री बस राइट्स फॉर स्टूडेंट। अब यहाँ पर इन्होंने
And they already have a free bus travel for Delhi.
कोई मेल स्टूडेंट नहीं लिखा है, तो अगर आप स्टूडेंट हैं, आप एलजीबीटी से हैं, मेन हैं, फीमेल हैं, तो आप ले सकते हैं। बिल्कुल वो इनडायरेक्टली वाली बात है, एग्जैक्ट सेंस में कोई आदमियों के लिए कुछ खास इन्होंने निकाला नहीं। यहाँ पर इन्होंने इसके बारे में बात करी थी, फ्री बस राइड्स वगैरह के बारे में भी, बट क्योंकि प्रॉपर सेंस में एक आर्टिकल ही है खाली छोटा सा, ये बड़ा वाला मैनिफेस्टो नहीं है। अब यहाँ पर बात आती है कि भाई आपने तीनों मैनिफेस्टो पढ़ दिए, ठीक है, तीनों के बारे में कुछ कुछ बता दिया, इस पर आपने कहाँ पर डेटा विजुअलाइज करा उसको बताओ। तो मैंने डेटा भी विजुअलाइज करा भाइयों, हम कोई हवा में बात ही नहीं करते। जो लोग हमें बोलते हैं ना कि तुम ये हो वो हो, भाई हम जैसे रिसर्च कर रहे हैं ना, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, तुम्हारे बस की हो ना तो अपने स्केड्यूल में से टाइम निकाल के कर देना। तुम बस लोग आदमियों को गाली दे सकते हो, बट तुम पे बस की नहीं, तुम कुछ और कर दो। और
Professor truly deserves this meme.
You are?
Yeah. I'm man.
Chat, I think Professor is as close as a hero as we have on social media for men. Reaction video on Aacharya Prashant, premarital facts. Premarital facts. Aacharya Prashant? Who is Aacharya Prashant? Aacharya Prashant. Marital. Oh, I think you. Sex, not facts.
Is pre-marital sex
Oh my god. Babaji.
or this casual physical relations right or not?
So you're asking me, is premarital sex okay? I'm asking you, is postmarital sex okay? Please tell me. The same thing applies to premarital also. Even in postmarital sex, there can be a lot of violence, a lot of exploitation. You know of that, right? Even the law admits that now. Equally, we have boys and girls. It doesn't even wait for the college days to come. It now begins in class 8th, class 6th, the nibba nibbi affair, as you call it these days.
Guys, ये है मेरे फोन का चार्जर और ये है मेरा चार्जर.
Yes.
So a class 6 girl would say, oh, that one, he's my boy. You do not know who you are. You do not know what life is. You do not know what relationship means. You do not know what to relate to the other for. And you are just trying to emulate something you saw on the screen. We have to educate our youngsters, not regulate them. You need to mentor them, not police them.
Okay, like I did not get the message. So does he want them to have premarital sex or no? So I think in the end he said he wants to educate them, not regulate them, right?
To mentor them, not police them. Trying to emulate something you do not know what you are. You do not know what life is. You do not know strangers, not regulate them. You need to mentor them, not police them.
Specific. Vijay, is he pro premarital sex or against? He was trying to play safe with his opinion. Yeah, he's like to take a middle ground. Yeah, because you could pick one side, the other side will attack you. Well, I'll just stay in the middle, you know? Yeah, it's like avoiding. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know if he actually has a position or not, but if he's saying that just for the purposes of playing safe, it's a spineless position. I mean, I think you know our position here, right? I mean, personally, without going into long term, I think I know that he was saying that it starts in these days, and I think that influencers have an important responsibility to now start telling the truth. And I don't know if they know this, but consensual sex is criminal for boys, teenage boys. So if they accept sexual advances by a girl, they are being prosecuted for rape and being thrown in jail. Secondly, if you're an adult, you're having premarital sex, I don't care. But if you're a woman, under the current system, guys should not marry the woman who has a higher body count simply because statistically she's more likely to divorce, and if she divorces, you lose everything you have. So unless you want to be bankrupt, you shouldn't marry a woman with high body count. Now, if you were to ask me if the laws were fair, would I really give a shit about women's body count? My answer, no. Because if you were unhappy with sex after marrying me and you wanted to walk away, and I didn't lose anything in the process, anywhere from child custody to alimony, then what do I care? You can leave. It's just as good as having a relationship. It doesn't work out, you just move on. You don't lose anything other than maybe a little bit of your emotions are affected, right? You can recover from that. But what you cannot recover from is lifetime slavery that women trap you into. So yeah, I don't really care about body count. Is only an issue in men's community as long as it's misrepresented. I don't think most men have a problem with body count. Body count is just, I think it's a symptom, right? The cause is the risk that men take in losing alimonies and children and stuff and all of that. The laws are fair in USA, if I'm not wrong. That's why body count isn't, I think, of a major concern there. Laws are not fair in US. They are less violent to men. Just because something is less violent doesn't mean it's not fair. So, and in US, there is no federal law to regulate marriages. There are state laws. So the law in California is very different than the law in, for example, New Jersey, Texas, and all of that. So let me give you an example. So like in India, just like you might not know these terms, I don't know, but like there is a common law marriage in India as well, where if a boy and a girl, boyfriend and girlfriend, live together, have a baby together, like, or just live together, the wife is entitled, the girlfriend is entitled to maintenance from you. Under which law? Under 125 CRPC, which was originally for wives only, but it was amended by Malimat Committee in 2009. So the new Supreme Court president says it now applies to girlfriends as well. So girlfriends are entitled to maintenance and alimony. So in that context, if you now go to US, you will see some states, 3 or 4 states that have a common law marriage to this date. Like Texas have it, and you can find 4 or 5 more states like that, right? But other states don't have it. So a famous example of that is XQC, which is an online streamer, and his girlfriend Adapt tried to sue him, right? You can look at Israel Adesanya. Here, check this out. This is 1 or 2 years ago. And let me show you something. Israel wore this shirt at a UFC event. It says, "He's not your bank." Same as Atul. When he ended with his last note, he said the ATM is permanently closed. This is common in men's community, right? Using men as ATM. Why do you think he's wearing that shirt in a UFC event? Well, because UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya's ex-girlfriend, he's not married to her, it's a girlfriend, takes him to court for half of his wealth because they dated too long and she supported his career. How is that possible? Because they lived in a state where they have a common law marriage, the same as India, which entitles even a girlfriend to get alimony or maintenance from her boyfriend. So they don't have it in entire United States, but they do have it in few states. Similarly, in marriages, you know, you have alimony, right? If you're married for longer than 10 years, then the woman is entitled to permanent alimony from you. But if you're married for less than 10 years, then you're entitled to durational maintenance. Durational means that you will be given maintenance for the duration which is half of the duration of your marriage. Meaning if you're married for 5 years, you get maintenance for 2.5 years as a woman. So it's less than India, but why do I need to give her even that? Like, it's my money, right? Shouldn't be my choice. So there are things like that. Even domestic violence law is neutral, but then you look at, have you seen this? What was John Cena's girlfriend name? I think it was Nikki Bella. Bella. I think it's on our Reddit. Let me just take. So you chat, if you think US is fair, check this out. Chat. This is a WWE wrestler. I'm talking about the woman. She was 2 years ago, many years ago actually. She was dating John Cena. What is the headline? Artem Chigwinsam, which is her current husband or boyfriend, won't face domestic violence charges amid Nikki Garcia divorce. So they are saying in the headline that he won't face domestic violence charges. But if you read the article, it says it was the guy who made the 911 call. And he told the dispatchers that his wife had thrown a shoe at him. It's the guy who was being domestically abused. He called the police to report violent wife. Initially, this came in as requesting medical, but now the reporting party is stating he got into an argument with his wife and his wife threw shoes at reporting party, the guy. Following the call, Neighbor County Sheriff's deputies arrived at the scene and took Chigwinsev into custody after determining that injuries were involved. He was released later that day on a $25,000 bond. They arrested the guy, even though he was the one being abused. Less than 2 weeks after the arrest, Bella filed for divorce from Chigwinsev, citing irreconcilable differences. She's seeking full custody of their 4-year-old son, Mario, and he requested joint custody. So how is it, Chad, that a guy reports violence from a woman and he himself ends up being arrested? Are the laws fair? So just like in India, when two minors, right? You might have seen this headline. A 16-year-old sister raped a 12-year-old brother. She raped him, but it was the boy who got arrested. Because it's profiling. You know, it's just like how black people get arrested and they're involved in an altercation. It's always a black person's fault. It's always a man's fault. So their domestic violence law is fair, but it's not, it's favoritism for women, clearly. But still, high body count is a red flag for men in the US, which actually makes sense. The Uniform Civil Code introduced by BJP Uttarakhand, UCC just means Muslim men will also suffer. It doesn't mean that men will have any relief. Yes, it is a red flag for men in the US as well, because why would you even want to give durational maintenance? Like, it's your hard-earned money. Like, why does somebody else get to control it, right? That's about it. High body count is a red flag for everybody everywhere because it only affects men in divorces. Women are not affected. So anyway, chat, I think that's pretty much it for today. Chat, can I ask you, did they release the body cam footage? They did not release the body cam footage, but But all of the reports I read said that he was trying to protect himself and also his son, baby, because Nikki was throwing her heels at them. Now that they arrested him, and as you can see, you read in the last post, right? The headline said that they're not gonna charge him. Wait, chat, let me show you something. So chat, let me explain something. Assuming, so he calls the police, he says I'm being abused, police arrest him, right? Release him on $25,000 bond. A few days later, they say he won't face any charges. What does all of this mean? This is like contradictory position. So if police believe that he's the abuser, why didn't they charge him? The injuries weren't on Nikki Bella, injuries were on him. Why did they arrest him? So all of the reports that I read, none of them said that there is a proof that he was abusing her. Here, Napa County District Attorney Allison Haley, September 24, the decision to not file charges against Mr. Higmansev, which was made after thorough review of criminal investigation and careful evaluation of evidence presented. My first question is, why would you arrest the guy, the victim? My second question is, if you believe the victim was the abuser, why did you not find any evidence of that? And if you didn't find any evidence that he was the abuser, then why didn't you investigate the woman that was originally reported for abusing him? This is twisted on so many levels. It's a clown show. You can read it in your own time. It's so messed up. And he had to pay $25,000 bond as well. And I think that's pretty much all. Special meme in your DM. Really? Okay. Let me look at it off screen first. I don't want to expose some private information. Oh, yeah, this is the meme. When a woman kisses the male singer first without consent, but you see a femare call the man a pervert.
Show Dick some respect.
So chat, some of you were saying earlier there was a protest in Delhi for Atul Sabash today, and a lot of women MRAs were supporting it. And I was saying, yeah, that's a great thing, but women MRAs are sometimes sus. And if you join the stream in the first 20 minutes, then you would have seen that this is what I meant by sus. Is that where is it? I'm exposing private information, aren't I? Yeah. Sus thing is that she was supporting the lady who assaulted. Like, I mean, chat, how do you read? Chat, how do you reach a conclusion on this? if it's the woman, here you go. If it's the woman who kisses her first, the guy kisses back, there are only two conclusions I can draw. Either both of them are innocent or both of them are guilty. But somehow, Deepika has convinced herself that it's only one person who's guilty, which is the guy who kissed her back. He's not originally, he didn't even start it. Calls him a pervert and says, gee, yuck. This is why I think women MRAs are sus. Okay, this is why. So getting justice also depends on the quality of cops who investigate your case. No, I think, so this is something we don't have a study on, Madhur, but if you talk to a lot of men in the US, you can talk to NRIs as well if they have experience with this. We have heard a lot of testimonies. What happens is that they think it's always a guy's fault. So I'm telling you verbatim what somebody has to work. If a woman calls the police and says, I'm being abused by my husband, they will come and immediately push the man against the wall. Police does this, push the man against the wall and separates him from the woman by force, and then talks to the woman in isolation, are you safe? And she gives a report. But they say, if it's the guy who calls the police and says, my wife is abusing him, they have a very different approach. Then they come into the door, they don't do the same things. It's not like they will push the woman, restrain her, you know, push her against the wall, take her out, ask the guy, hey, are you safe? What do you want to... No, none of that happens. If it's the guy who calls the police, says my wife is abusing him, they come in and it's like they're coming for, you know, casual checkup. Are you guys okay? They sit them, both of them down on the couch and they ask both of them, what's up? You know, like there's no force used against the woman. But in this case, what's happening is that they ended up believing a woman's story over a man's story, which is not unique. You heard that in Amber Heard case as well. He was the abuser, but everybody believed Amber and not Johnny originally, correct? So I think this is a common pattern, right? That men get profiled because of their gender. And anytime you accuse a woman of abusing you, she will retaliate by accusing you back. And when there are two versions, it's only the woman's version that is believed over a guy. Deepika Bhardwaj has always been sus to me. Yeah, she's been very sus, man. Like, I think some point there should be a video on her as well, but that's not a priority right now. You know, there are other issues that are more... a guy had exposed her for being a secret opportunist. I don't have any details into that. Secret opportunist for what? Send me some deets. If you have any on Discord. Is there a gossip that I'm missing? Anyway, chat, can I ask you something? There was a gentleman in our comments on my newest video. His comment has been deleted now. Okay, but I have this new video chat about Drew Reddy. There was a gentleman in the comments chat. It says focus on doing just the videos because nobody watches the streams. Is that a common sentiment? Because if that's what you guys want, I can stop doing the streams and I can just do the videos. Because I thought that there are a lot of benefits to doing both things together. So what do you guys want? Any opinions on that? Do you want the streams or do you not want the streams? I mean, there are only 3-4 of you here right now. So let me know if you have any thoughts. Otherwise, what I can also do is I can throw a poll in the community, and you guys can vote. Because if you want me to do just the videos, I can do that. Like, it's all good. I love the stream, but I think do it collabs. Yeah, I reached out to some people for collab. My idea was also to bring on, but the channel is so small that get responses. Vaja says do it. Okay. Yeah, so chat. So we all can share our views and discuss topics. Do you guys want to come on the stream? Is that what you're saying? I tried to reach out to, for example, I was telling this story to my I was doing cold reach outs to Instagram influencers, and I was thinking if they want to join. So I reached out to this guy I find very interesting. This guy, for example, okay, Ghoster Ice, very funny guy, and you know what the irony is that I started live streams in the last week of December, chat. Yeah, so I started live streams the last week of December. At that time, he was such a small creator. He only had 8,000 views back then. Okay? This is what he was doing back then. And I thought he was totally in my reach. If I invited him as a small creator, he will come on the podcast, right? So 2 weeks passed by, right? Because 2 weeks I was just taking it to set up things and learn how streaming is done. So in 2 weeks, I've learned how the streaming is done. I reach out to him. I check his channel. Suddenly he blew up. Chat, he blew up so big within 2 weeks. And mind you, he was doing 8,000 for a long time. Probably for a year I was watching him. He was a small creator. And my luck is so bad is that just in 2 weeks, he goes from doing 8,000 to 100,000, 640,000. Some are a million, right? But they're all consistently 6-digit figures. His follower count has gone to 74,000. So obviously, somebody who like he's above my pay grade now. He doesn't respond. He does like my videos though. Like, I saw him liking some of my videos. But anyway, so yeah, that was a challenge with inviting streamers, is that we're a small channel, so not a lot of streamers or influencers are interested right now. So stream. Okay, we just says keep streaming. Okay, cool. Sounds good. R.A. Jaggi is another good person you can collab with. He on men. R.A. Jaggi. R.A. Jaggi. Yo, Madhur, talking about this guy? Can you confirm? Collab with Book Bros. Yo, guys, I'm learning a lot from you. I don't know any of these guys. I didn't know Professor either. You guys brought it to my attention. Book Bros. Okay. High value man. Final goal. Yeah, I think they're in the place. But I think, again, yeah, if you're looking, right? The guy is doing 2 million views. 6-7 digits. He's a 29k follower. I don't know if he'll respond either. He's live right now.
मास्क में गर्मी लग रही है यार, मेरे को उतार दूं, लेकिन तुम लोग ना कमीने हो, तुम लोग साले स्क्रीनशॉट मार लोगे। इंडियन वोग ब्रोस क्या पूछ रहे हैं मेरे भाई? शादी के बाद, अच्छा किरण ने लिखा है क्या ये? अब मुझे ये बताओ आप, शादी के बाद किस चीज से लड़के को दुख हो सकता है या बुरा लग सकता है?
Chat, let's see the
मैंने जो
answer.
मैक्सिमम शादीशुदा लड़कों से पूछा है, उनको जो सबसे ज्यादा कम अच्छा लगता है वो ये उन्हें अच्छा नहीं लगता है कि उनकी वाइफ और उनकी मॉम और उनकी सिस्टर्स के बीच में इश्यूज रहते हैं और वो बेचारे बीच में से बंट जाते हैं कि मम्मी की साइड लें या बीवी की साइड लें, और ना इधर के हो पाते हैं ना उधर के हो पाते हैं, और माँ बाप बोलते हैं कि हमें तो ये छोड़ के चला गया, बीवी का गुलाम बन गया, और बीवी बोलती है कि ये तो मुझसे प्यार ही नहीं करता, मैंने बहुत बड़ी गलती करी इससे शादी करके, ये तो अभी की दूध पीता बच्चा है। तो आदमी बेचारा बीच में से दो।
That's true. Yeah, so I think this fits.
ना उसको ये समझ में आता।
So I'll reach out to him, see if he responds. Orange, see. Unrevealed truths of adult society. I think this. Let's go. Wow. You might respond, chat. Thank you very much. I think you guys are introducing me. You guys have any more names? He has a Telegram channel and a member. Chat, let's do it. So I'll reach out to them offline. See what happens. Okay, if they respond, I'll bring them on and we'll throw on a show. Okay. If you guys have any questions you would like to ask them, you let me know. I'll add them if they respond. Join the Discord so you can talk to me. So Discord server link is in the pinned comment. Join that. If they respond, I will update you that they have responded. And if collab does happen, I'll let you know it's happening. And if you guys have any questions of your own, you can send them to me and I can cover those topics if you want. Okay, so for that, Discord. Now, I don't have anything else, chat. I think I need to edit part 2 of Group Rati. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the day doing that. Rest of the night, I mean. But yeah, chat, thank you so much for joining. You guys are amazing and I will see you next weekend, maybe. If my video is finished, I'll come back next weekend. If I need the next weekend to edit, then we'll skip one weekend, okay? But yeah, thanks guys. Have a wonderful, actually have a good night and see you. Bye.